The Sacred Healer of Abenford, The Untold Secret, Part 2. Many generations had passed since the time of Samuel Owusu, the revered healer of Abenford. The village had remained a hidden sanctuary, where the ancient knowledge of traditional medicine was safeguarded by the descendants of the original healers. Abenford continued to be a beacon of hope and healing, but the world around it was changing. In the early 19th century, Ghana was invaded by foreigners who brought with them a new gospel called Christianity. These newcomers, armed with their religious zeal and a desire to convert the local populace, condemned the healing powers of Abenford as evil and from Satan. They preached that the traditional practices were pagan and sinful, leading many people to turn away from the healers of Abenford. The missionaries brought with them books which they claimed could save the lives of the people. They exchanged these books for gold, diamonds, and other valuable items, promising salvation and eternal life in return. The people, dazzled by the promises of the new faith and pressured by the foreign invaders, began to abandon the traditional ways. As the influence of the missionaries grew, the number of people seeking healing from Abenford dwindled. The villagers, once bustling with activity, now saw fewer and fewer patients. The sacred healers of Abenford, led by Michael Owusu and his council, continued their practices in secrecy, maintaining their rituals and knowledge as best as they could. They watched with heavy hearts as their people turned away, seduced by the allure of the new religion. Years turned into decades, and the once thriving trade of gold and diamonds for books led to a depletion of the region's wealth. The foreigners grew more powerful, their influence spreading like wildfire. Meanwhile, the villagers who had turned away from Abenford began to experience a series of devastating outbreaks of diseases. These new afflictions, brought by the foreigners themselves, ravaged the population, causing untold suffering and death. The people began to realize the consequences of abandoning their traditional healers. The books that were supposed to bring salvation offered no cure for the diseases that plagued them. Desperate and regretful, they sought to return to Abenford for help, only to find that the gods of the land had sealed the village from the eyes of man. Abenford had become an enigma, hidden from all but a few outsiders who had remained loyal and true. These few could still access the gateway to the village, bringing back tales of its continued prosperity and the unbroken lineage of healers. The majority, however, could no longer find the way to the once sacred village. Many ventured on perilous journeys to locate Abenford, but they returned empty-handed, if they returned at all. The villagers who had turned away now faced the harsh reality of their choices. They had traded their heritage and the protection of the gods for empty promises and foreign trinkets. The diseases continued to ravage the population, and no amount of prayer to the new gods could bring back the lost wisdom of Abenford. The elders of the surrounding villages began to gather, seeking a way to atone for their mistakes. They held council meetings, trying to find a way to regain the favor of the gods and the healers of Abenford. They fasted and prayed, offering sacrifices in hopes that the gods would hear their pleas and reveal the village once more. Generations passed, and the stories of Abenford became legend. Parents told their children of the great healers and the powerful medicine that once cured all ailments. The people held on to hope, believing that one day the village of Abenford would reappear and bring back the healing that was lost. To this day, the people of Ghana continue to pray and wait for the return of Abenford. They have learned from their past mistakes, valuing their traditional knowledge, and seeking to preserve what little remains. They honor the memory of Samuel Owusu and his descendants, hoping that one day, the gods will show mercy and lift the veil that hides Abenford from their eyes. The legend of Abenford lives on, a testament to the enduring power of faith, tradition, and the unyielding spirit of a people determined to reclaim their heritage. The sacred village, with its ancient secrets and powerful medicine, remains hidden but never forgotten, a beacon of hope that continues to inspire and guide those who believe in the strength of their ancestors.